Signal the ending. Restate the main point because your audience is like, wow, this is the end. What's going on here? Refer back to the opening. Maybe you asked a question at the opening. Answer that question at the opening. Think about a vivid, positive picture. Also think about next steps. You might have worked really hard to get your audience to understand the content, and you want to think about how you can get them to do the next step that's important to you. Any comments or questions on that? Alright, so these are some things you can do to spruce up your presentations that you're going to give next week. That brings us to, let's talk first about the technical presentations that you're going to do next week. See if you have any questions on that. Let me grab my syllabus. Alright, so I would like you to choose something that's important to you, something that you would like to make a presentation about, that contains some technical aspects. Throw together some PowerPoint slides, and come up with a 5 to 7 minute presentation. Approximately 10 to 15 slides. Can be anything. Similar to the presentation you gave last week, whatever you want to present on, I would more than likely be open to it. Take a look at the grading rubric. That's probably the way you want to include, or things you want to include in your presentation. Think about a template design, and just choose a template that reflects your theme. Customize with a useful header or footer. Maybe you put the topic, maybe you put some sort of point of reference in your header or footer. Concise, uncluttered headings, which means those headings, the bullet points. Visual picture, find a picture, put it into your slides. I want to give you some practice with manipulating a picture and thinking about the best way it can fit in with your presentation. Visual graph. Please use one graph that you encounter as you're researching this topic or that you already know about this topic. Please create the graph yourself. So have a set of data and then use the Excel or the PowerPoint feature to say put this into a line graph, put this into a pie graph. And don't just take a picture of it and paste it in. Actually have the graph be dynamic. So when I scroll over it, I can see that it references real data. Does that make sense? Slide design, use entrance effects. There's animation effects. Remember I mentioned entrance effects, a good way to keep your audience from getting ahead of you. Use some of those. Think about a powerful opening, powerful closing, thoughtful content throughout, and just think about the organizational plan of your stuff. The places people usually lose points, they forget to customize, they forget to do an actual graph. Sometimes they'll just find a graph and paste a picture of it in. Sometimes people will forget to do the animation effects. So just do all those and think about how that can supplement your content that you're trying to present. Any questions on that? Okay, so I will quickly go over then the team graph presentations, and then I will give you a good chunk of time to work on that. Let's see, we are at 7:40, so let's shoot for 8 o'clock, 8:05, we will start our presentations. Yeah, shoot for 8 o'clock. If we need a few minutes, yeah, let's shoot for 8 o'clock. We'll start our presentations. And what I want you to do is simply what I asked in the syllabus for this assignment. Analyze this given data, present a valuable, insightful conclusion to your fellow MBA candidates. Think about how you want to frame this conclusion. Think about using some of the techniques we talked about, like the take method for presenting a graph, jargon elimination strategy. You don't want to throw a bunch of words we don't understand. Maybe think about transitions. The key things for this assignment are presenting a clear conclusion, and also I would say using the take method to present a graph. Do you all have any questions on that before you take a few minutes to get your final stuff together? All right, and let's see, you three are a team, right? And then you two are a team? Yeah, and you two are a team? All right, does anyone need an extra team member for the next 20 minutes? Huh? 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 All right, why don't you, yeah, Venetia, why don't you join these two?
Okay.
And then so we'll have 3 presentations. Okay, so let's take a break, do whatever you need to do, and let's plan on being ready to give me a file at 8 p.m.
How many slides?
1 or 2.
Just say the, she can say the conclusion.
I thought about it very simply. Alright, so according to what is the name? Newman? What's the first? Yeah, one of the
We gotta talk about it, but the next slide is basically the delta. So it's this is the green minus the purple. So it's the dollar increase.
Right.
Between the two, right? So that's what this chart is showing. So it's showing that they all increase, and then stated there was a $60 million increase, and that's what this graph represents. It represents how the $60 million is split up. And of those, of the 13 industries, there were 4 industries that comprised the bulk of that, which was the entertainment field, the public services, the telecom, and the web media, which comprised 40 million out of the 60 million in sales. However, they all increased substantially.
So the transition would be, whatever you're talking about, now this is
The dollar increase. I'll talk about
so the you're pretty much kind of doing beforehand, so you introduce them. That would be, I think we introduce it, and we just forget it.
the thing about it is there's 3 of us instead of 1. This slide is saying one thing, it's saying that they're all increasing, right? And in my slide it's saying, yeah, they're all increasing, but it's due to 4 main ones. So I'm thinking now he might say that we're not being consistent with the conclusion, like you're now saying that's my only concern. And then the next slide kind of goes out with it too. I don't know. So she's going in, her conclusion is social media is increasing industry-wide amongst all of these, 13 industries. and she's saying that it increased by $60 million, and now it's in just 1 year, and now it's over 100 million. And she's gonna say, you know, Dave will talk about how this, you know, how the $60 million growth in these 13 industries.
Okay, and then that's it.
And then I'll jump in, thank you, I will talk now about how $60 million is split up, among 13 industries from 2008 to 2009. Y-axis shows the dollar amounts, and our x-axis again is the 13 industries.
Even though on the previous slide it was increased, even though I had it, even though on the previous slide we saw that each industry did increase. They all did increase, however, these three were the ones.
No, I think that's.
They were the drivers.
Yeah, exactly.
People are trying to remember.
It just, I'm not sure if we,
Okay,
it's not 100% consistent,
Right.
but you know, it's a
So
take.
who wants to introduce it?
So then the third slide, and I don't know, maybe